Hello, I'm Jonathan Milam, here with a review of silent mutes. Silent mutes for the trumpeter. Isn't that something your wife or girlfriend or children or significant other or neighbors would like for you to have? A silent mute. And I believe technically they call them practice mutes now because it is cost prohibitive to make a entirely silent mute. Although some of these do come close. I've got 6 practice mutes that I'm going to demo for you real quickly. And it's always good to get some moisture on the cork so that it expands and it's softer and it stays in the trumpet. Video I started a moment ago, I lost my mute after just a few moments of playing. Let me give you an example without the mute. This is a King Silvertone trumpet. And it sounds without a mute like this. And with my favorite of the 6 practice mutes, which is a tom crown practice mute. We go from this to this. And again. Now I will say this is not the quietest practice mute, but for me, it is the best. The intonation on this mute is phenomenal. The pedal tones are a little sharp, but I mean down to the F sharp, it's in tune, 2 octaves up. Your F above high C, it's a great mute. It is as close intonation-wise to perfection as I've ever seen in any mute, and it's much quieter than a standard mute. Now once again, we'll compare this to a standard mute. And we have here a Stonelined, I think they call it a cup mute. And again, the tom crown. What you don't want to happen. And we'll compare with a Harmon mute. Again to the tom crown. Very nice. It is not reacting well with the gold wash in this bell. Okay, now I don't want to be called a cheapskate, but I like to think of myself as a budget buyer. So I looked on eBay and I found 3 practice mutes for less than $5. They all came from the Orient. It took most of them, I think one of them came in about 2.5 weeks, one of them took about a month. One of them, I thought they had lost my order. It took about 2.5 months. And they, to my way of thinking, are not worth the $5 for various reasons. But this is one of them, quite small, and I believe these are patterned after successfully made practice mutes. But of course, for $5, I guess, what could you expect? I did want to see, and I've been planning on doing this video for some time. Just not quite as quiet as the Tom Crown. And really, I don't know if that's much quieter than the Stonelined mute or the Harmon mute. And here's another one I got from the Orient. Now the problem with this is, and again it's modeled after another brand practice mute, but this one is so small it will not stay in the bell of any instrument I've got. And I've got some very tight wrapped pea shooter trumpets. It just won't stay in any of them. And you get not so attractive rattling noise. Now this will fall out, so I'll incline the bell upward. Well, not the best, I think you'll agree. And a third from eBay for less than $5. We're a little flat when we go up the second octave. The tone is silenced, but the back pressure is significant. Now, honestly, when I practice and have back pressure, I can play longer. I'm not sure why. But then when you take the mute out, the openness becomes a problem. So you really want as little back pressure as possible. With the Tom Crown mute, I really don't notice much back pressure at all. In the silence, it's a great trade-off. Okay, this is a brass spa practice mute, very small. One nice thing about this is it's extremely small for carrying purposes. Compared again to the Tom Crown. And again, the brass spa. I believe, again, the Tom Crown is quieter, and the intonation, octave to octave on this, although better than some of the cheaper mutes, it does have a problem with intonation. And there's nothing worse than working on a scale when you're sharp at the bottom and flat at the top, and sometimes the octave scale. It's a shame because it's very light, very small, but it doesn't work well for me. Now, the quietest practice mute I've ever seen is Yamaha's first generation Silent Brass, but the back pressure is very significant, and it really bothers a lot of people, and I believe that it would actually hinder the embouchure development that you would want. The back pressure is that significant. Sometimes you might be thinking you're making gains, and actually you're just cheating yourself. Back pressure can have that effect. But as far as silence, it's tremendous. I've used this occasionally when I was with family members in the same room, And they've said they didn't notice it at all. I think it's actually they love me and they want me to be around, so they'll tolerate a little noise. But it really, in all honesty, is very quiet. Yamaha Silent Brass. They've had a new model out, but this is an older one, still very silent, quiet. And that compared to the Tom Crown. There is some back pressure with this, without doubt, but so much less than, for instance, the Yamaha Silent Brass. It really is surprising. Now, I will tell you, I buy almost nothing in the way of trumpet material new. I buy almost always used. I believe I got this for $25 at trumpetherald.com, where I bought a tremendous amount of stuff. Mouthpieces, 120 bucks. I'm probably not going to buy a new mouthpiece for 120 when I can get a used one, if I wait long enough for the style and size and model that I want, for probably $40 or $50, sometimes $20 or $25. Just the way I am. But I did get this mute, I believe, for $20 or $25, trumpetherald.com. The best brass I think I got for $20 or $25. The Yamaha, which is a more extensive system, it's got headphones you can plug in so that you can hear yourself. It does eliminate overblowing, but it doesn't eliminate back pressure so much. But at any rate, of the 6 mutes, my favorite, obviously, and I'm not paid by Tom Crown or anyone else to do these videos, I really like the Tom Crown practice mute. As time goes on and I get other mutes, I will certainly compare them back and forth, give you an idea. But for me, the clear and certain winner is the Tom Crown practice mute. Thanks for joining me, and as always, God bless.